Welcome to OpenPixel Academy. At OpenPixel Academy, we provide practice-oriented training program on graphic design, web design and development, digital marketing, and search engine optimization. Please join a quick graphic design session and let us see how to create a mind-blowing timeline image for your Facebook wall. Hi, let us start quick graphic design session and let us see how to create mind-blowing Facebook image to post on your Facebook timeline. First, you should have Photoshop installed in your system. I am showing this tutorial, this sample session on Mac system. So there's no much difference between Windows and Mac. Photoshop can be used in any system, any operating system. So the options and everything moreover similar, and there's no confusion in using them. If you have any questions, you can ask them in the comments box in the below. Let us start with the session. So open your Photoshop first. So let me start opening it. So here I have Photoshop 2020, the recent version, and I also recommend all candidates who are trying to learn the Photoshop from the beginning. They can go to the adobe.com and they can download a trial version, and also there is a student version is available, so you have to take the license. Do not use any free pirated softwares on your system. That may create a lot of issues, and it will install a lot of viruses on your computer. So I highly recommend that use only licensed versions on your computer. Never use any compromised versions from any other sources. So first, when you open the Photoshop, you will see the dashboard where you can see home page. This is your Photoshop home page where you can see other templates available on the Photoshop. You can use them if you want to try out, and you can also see the recent files you worked on, so you can quickly open your recent file without navigating to the file location. These are all simple and straightforward options where you see in any application. So here the previous graphics I have created. So do you want me to open that? So let us see this. So it looks like I moved the location of the file. So let me navigate here my activity. So this is my previous activity I have provided to a different candidate. Let me open that file and review this one first. So here is the graphic I have created for Facebook timeline posting. So for your Facebook postings, so you have to understand what kind of dimensions you have to take. So for that, you don't need any special knowledge or special training on that. We have Google. Simply go to the Google and try that what you can do. So you can find the recommended dimensions on the Google search engine. So search for, let us try for one sample. So let me try for Facebook timeline image or Facebook post image size. So let me search for that. So here you can see, so there are so many recommendations are available. You can try them, open this one and see what they are recommending. So there are so many things discussed on this blog. You can see how to create Facebook cover image, Facebook profile picture, and all that. So here you can see how to create a Facebook profile picture. So let us search what this blog is recommending us for posting. So here you can see that photo post dimension. So here they are suggesting that maximum or recommended size is 1200 pixels, but and it also the ratio you have to think about that. If you have a square ratio, you can use that, or if you want a horizontal image like a postcard, you can take that dimension. So the aspect ratio for horizontal one, so you can use for here they are saying that Pinterest. So the same ratio also you can use for Facebook as well. But most recommendable dimensions or maximum you can use 1200 pixels with 800 dpi, or now you can go for 1080. So what are the size you take, the how good the Facebook posting image will appear to the visitors. So consider that depending on your system RAM capacity, select the image size and dimensions. Okay, so in our case, let us go with the 1200 by 1200. So let me go back to my Facebook, sorry, my Photoshop, and this is the previous one. So this is given just for an idea. So we're going to create a Facebook posting image similar to this. Let me close this one to avoid confusion. So let us start our a new file by creating a create new button on Photoshop homepage. This is the home or dashboard, you can call it as anything. So let me click on create new, and it opens different predefined sizes and the previous size what we have used in our previous work, what we have done on the Photoshop. So it is automatically showing that 1200 by 1200 pixels because the previous file I worked by using these dimensions. Or if you want to change these dimensions, you can do it here. So width, you can define your width, and the height, you can define your height. And they always make sure that you have pixels selected, because the entire web technologies and digital technologies, online, internet, things, anything, they measure anything by using pixel dimension. If you are doing any print design or something, so you can go for inches or centimeters, millimeters, or depending on your region or your regular dimensional usage. So in this case, we use pixels because we're creating this image for Facebook. So for web, so I want to go with pixels and 1200 by 1200, and I'm clicking on this button create here. So check that my mouse pointer to observe that what kind of actions I am doing. That will help you. So here the canvas is created for our work. In Facebook or any design, any standards, we are designing a art. So in terminology, we'll call this white area as a canvas. Canvas we're working on. So this is our canvas that is filled with white. So before starting our work, let us plan what we have to do. So prepare your content ready. Make sure that you have all the elements are ready. If you keep everything is ready, that will make you time saving pattern, so you can save a lot of time instead of searching for the things while you are working on something. So I have everything ready and I have what I need to do in my mind. So let me take you to the document I have created for my work. So this is the text I want to use for my design. I want a heading, graphic design training. and I have some base text, and I have company name and the company website address and phone number. Who wants to contact us, they can dial this number. So I have all the content ready. The major thing is to promote anything, we need a better, best image. So for that, we need a good repository, image repository. OpenPixel Academy uses freepik.com, so where we find a lot of free images which we can use them directly. But whenever you use free, you have to give credits to the website freepik.com. OpenPixel Academy have a professional account with the freepik.com. Here you can see that we have logged in. You can see this icon, the crone icon, that sounds that we are using a paid account with freepik. So that allows us to use the images for any commercial purpose also. So make sure that you have license to use images always. Do not go to any search engines, any other website. Do not grab any images without permission. That always gives legal issues later, and you have to face a lot of problems later. So always make sure that whatever the images used by your designs are completely ownership, that you have permissions to use those images for your designs. Even whether you are creating this for your business or you are creating this for your client, make sure that use permitted images for your designs. So I need a person or a person working on computer, or you can use any kind of design based on your concept. But for my concept, I already make up my mind that I want to use a person using a computer, so that gives more representation for the graphic design and what we are promoting to the client or visitors. So let me search for this. Working on computer, let me search a woman working on computer. Search for this. So you have so many results here. So see these results which you like. You can use them. So here it is saying marketing. It is showing something, some activity. So pick the best image you feel that. So in this case, I love to use this image. So graphic designing job is not only office job. Even if you are looking for any freelance jobs, you can sit at home and you can work. If you are already having a full-time job, even your part-time, at home, you can grab a similar kind of graphic designing jobs and you can work from home always. So I want to select this one and let me download this image. So this image is downloaded now, and let me check this image. So here it was downloaded. So I want to keep all the images, whatever the stuff, whatever the things I am working on this project in single folder. So make a habit of creating all the stuff in single folder. So in future you don't need to find the source files here and there, or you can take this entire project as a backup into a disk. So make that practice. So at OpenPixel Academy, we will teach that how to organize files, how to create the project. It's not only training you on learning graphic design or learning Photoshop. So let me drag this file into my documents folder. So I dropped this here. This is my graphic design folder. I'm moving this file in my graphic design folder. This is my previous activity. So let me create my own activity file. So let me create a new folder and I'm making this as activity 2. Then move this file into my activity and I open this one. Let me extract this zip file in the same folder. So here this one is there. So I want to move this to my file. So I want to move this one to here. So I moved this and I do not need all this stuff because they are all not necessary for this. So I am deleting them. I'm moving them to trash. I don't want them. And here is my image. And it's a very simple that drag and drop. You can use drag and drop functionality to use anything. Let me go back to my Photoshop. This is my Photoshop. And let me move that file. Okay, where I have that file. Let me find that file where I have it. So let me minimize this one as well. And here you can see that this one is my folder and this is my Facebook. So simply what I'm doing is I'm dragging and dropping the file within my Photoshop canvas. Just hit enter or return to place this file permanently within that file. If you don't hit and enter, this file will go away. Now you can see that, let me minimize these windows and you can see that the new layer is created and this file was dropped on my canvas. This is background is this white area is my canvas and the other part is the work area, so where we cannot do anything in Photoshop. But in Illustrator you can use this work area to place or back up your stuff on the work area rather than your canvas or artboard in Illustrator. So this image is proportionally automatically reduced and dropped within my canvas. I want to increase this image to fill this my canvas. So what I'll do is Command T in Mac. So let me go to that layer and click on Command T and Control T within your Windows operating system. So if you are using any old version of Photoshop, you need to hold Shift to proportionally increase the image. If you are using 2020 latest Photoshop version, you don't need to hold Shift to increase the proportionally. So Photoshop is changed recently that the holding Shift to increase any object size proportionally was discontinued and it automatically by default takes that proportionally. And I have increased the image size that fits my canvas and I need to hit enter or hit return on Mac because you need to be, these dimensions should be placed permanently. If I do not do and if I click on escape, it's gone to previous stage. Right, so make sure that you have to hit enter when you create or when you increase any object or any image size proportionally. So let me do that back. So I'm increasing this and if you want you can move here and there. Okay, if you do not happy with the placement of the image, you can move the image here and there. So maybe I can, okay, I'm happy with this look, this portion of vision of the image. Then I'm hitting enter on my keyboard and you can see that this is placed permanently. And always make sure that you save the image. Okay, I hit Ctrl S, Command S on Mac. So it is asking, it is showing two options. Save this on cloud when you use a licensed version of Photoshop. Photoshop, Adobe will offer you cloud storage. You can store your files on cloud storage, or you can save that within your system. If you are working in a team with multiple people, so you can use this cloud storage, so where people can have access to all project files always. So in this case, I am individual, I am working independently, and I want to save this in my local system. And in my local, I do not want to mix up with this activity one. I have created activity 2, right? Let us find out where is my activity 2 folder. So go to documents, graphic design. Here you can see activity 2. I want to save the file within this activity 2, and I want to give this a good file name. Okay, it is always Photoshop files are saved in PSD format. PSD is a raw file, so when you want to share this on any third party applications, or you want to share this to your friend, or if you want to post this to your Facebook, you have to save this as a PNG format or JPG or any other image formats. But to work with your graphic artwork, always save this as a PSD format, that is Photoshop document. So I want to give a good name, graphic design promotion. Okay, this is my promotion 2. So activity 1, we have worked with promotion 1 image, and I want to do a promotion 2. So that's the reason I want to use this promotion 2 name. So always naming conversion also important when you work with any projects. At OpenPixel Academy, we will teach you all professional standards, how to follow these naming conversions to make you professional in this graphic designer role. Okay, so this name is looks good to me. So I'm clicking save button. So it will ask you to maintain maximum compatibility. So when you check off this, if you uncheck this Photoshop document is not compatible with other earlier versions of Photoshop. So nobody can open this in Photoshop Cloud Studio CS2 or CS1 or CS4 if you are using any older versions. So to maintain that maximum compatibility, I have to check this box always. And if you don't want to do this every time, you can just always check this one and click on don't show again checkbox. So in my case, I want to keep this remind me always. So I'm saying okay. So this document is now saved. Now you can see that the file name is renamed to Untitled to Graphic Design Promotion 2. So I'm pretty much happy with the image position, and you can see that the image is placed, and here you can see that image number. So this is the original image number, and you can see a tiny link button here. So this represents that this image is linked to that particular original image name. So always keep these by default, do not change them. I will explain you later where you need to change layer names. So let me go back to my content. So go back to my Google document, and here is my heading, content and other stuff. So I am copying my heading and going back to my Photoshop and select text box, text tool. Okay. So this is the type tool, text tool, where you can put, copy or type text within your Photoshop document. When you join the full course with OpenPixel Academy, we will explain you how these all tools can be useful and in which type of tool is more recommendable to use at any kind of situation. So when you click on the canvas, it is creating a new layer for you, or this layer is layer 1 automatically created, and it is also placed some placeholder text for you. But I already copied some text, so I want to paste that text within my document. So now you can see that the copied text is pasted, and let me go back to the pointer, and you can see here, okay, they just follow the mouse pointer where I am showing. So here you can see that the layered text label is automatically renamed as per the text you have on the canvas design. So by this naming conversion, you can automatically identify when you have so many layers in your Photoshop document. You can simply identify layers by seeing these labels. Okay. So now the text is too small for me. So I want to resize this text to larger. So for that, I will do Ctrl T or Command T in Mac and increase the text. So this size is a better size for me. Just hit enter or return. Then you can see that this transformed text is set to the size what I have increased. And this text is not visible on top of this image. So I have a design makeup in my mind. Okay, plan your work, your SketchUp within your mind. So if you are an expert, so you can do that without any manual SketchUp or manual mockup on a paper or something. As an expert, you can think how to promote, how to place the layout objects within the canvas. If you are a beginner, maybe you can sketch the things within the Photoshop document. So plan that for first on a paper. Okay, draw some drawings within your paper sketch and come to Photoshop and start your work. So once you are expertise in Photoshop, you don't need to do that practice. At OpenPixel Academy, will teach you how to start your project. All those guidances are provided practically with practice-oriented sessions. So here, I have a make-up mind and I want to put a transparent background for this text box. So for that, I will go to this marquee tool. Select this marquee tool and come back to your Photoshop document. So I want this marquee, I want a transparent image to be placed on this image. So I want to drag and leave this box, and you can see that this animated little rectangular, you can see this is a selection portion. I have selected a portion. I want to fill some color in that selected area. So I cannot fill the color directly because here you can see that my text layer was selected. To fill the color, I need a layer which is independently controlled by this marquee tool. So I cannot fill any color on this image because it's an external image. So this layer also I cannot do. So for this, I want to create a new layer. Here you can see a new layer is selected, and this rectangle is already there, and you can see that the tiny boxes. This is nothing but a transparency. Photoshop, these tiny boxes in a layer represent to you that it's a transparent layer, nothing is there. So when a layer is transparent, it is a see-through, and you can see all the items behind this layer. That is bottom of this layer. Okay, so here you can see that this layer is occupied fully. That's the reason you cannot see the background white here below the layer. So this layer is occupied entirely. So let us back to our transparent layer, and I want to fill a color. So which color is suitable for me? So when comparing to the brand colors, I want to go with a gray shade. Okay, this is Open Pixel Academy brand colors. So I want to go with a little gray shade. I'm saying okay and go to edit and fill. Or you can also use control shortcuts, keyboard shortcuts. Uh, if you join, you can search for those shortcuts on internet. Or if you join a full course with Open Pixel Academy, we will make you expert in understanding all shortcuts to save the time. So I'm clicking on the fill, and here you can see that the colors, you have different color options are there. Here the regular colors we use the fill is a foreground color and background color. So foreground color is nothing but the top area. See the my mouse pointer. This is the top box is the foreground color, and you can see that background color is red here. So I do not want red to be filled within this box. I want this dark grayish shade to be filled. So I will select my foreground color to be filled, and the opacity is 100%. Let us leave that for now. I will explain you what is the opacity later stage. Then now you can see that the gray color was filled within the layer. Here you can see that the layer bottom portion of this layer was filled with gray, and the above is the transparency. So that's the reason you can see through the other layers from this transparency area. Okay, let me go back to my mouse pointer and make sure that you use professionalism in the work whatever you are doing. So rename that layer to gray box. So by that I can simply understand that this is a gray box. Okay. And now what I want here is I want to make this gray box to be transparent. Okay. So you can see that this is the layer selected, and you can see opacity is 100%. So I will reduce this opacity. Opacity reducing is nothing but the strongness of that particular layer is reducing. So that will become see-through. If you make this 0, it becomes 100% see-through. So that image itself is not visible. And if I make it little increasing 10%, you can see little bit, and you can increase that. You can see the transparency, how it is changing respective to the value percentage I am giving for opacity. So in this case, I want to go with opacity 90%. So this is fine, looking fine for me. And you can observe that still the selection is there. I want to remove this selection because it disturbs or it always selected area. So it may affect the other work you are doing. So let me say Control D to deselect that selected area. Now you can see that I have transparent layer and I have my heading. So let me move my heading to this location. So the problem is, you can identify the problem and you can understand it easily that the transparent box is above this text layer. That's the reason it is going behind the box. So I am dragging that box text layer and dropping above the transparent layer what I have. Now you can see that it is appearing on top of the transparent layer. So now coming to the color, the font, strength of this thing. So let me select entire text. To select entire text, you can use Control A or you can use Command A. And let me, this Avenir font is okay for me. But as it is a heading, I want to go a heavier heading. So that looks more heavy. So now you can see that the text heading is more heavy and attractive. So optically it can attract the visitors to read this immediately. And I'm not happy with the color what I have here. I want to go with a white color for this text. So for that, I'm going back to my text layer and select the text. Go here, select the color, select white. So white heading is appealing more. It is more attractive comparing to the other color what I have selected, and I am happy with this color. And using my keyboard arrows, I am just adjusting the position of this text. You can see that I'm moving this little up and little left, and I'm happy with this position. Okay, and make sure that you save your work always. Keep a habit of clicking the Control S or Command S every time, whatever the action you do. So by that, you can make sure that if some crash happens on your file or your computer, you never lose your work when you save the work frequently. So let me go back to my document, and here is the promotional text I have. I'm copying the text and coming back to my Photoshop document, going back to my text, and I'm pasting my text on my Photoshop document. Here you can see that there are a lot of heartbreak is there, so I'm removing that heartbreak, and this text is automatically selected heavy. The font and the font style, color, everything what we have used previously. Photoshop have a habit to remember the previous action file properties or text properties, so that makes you easier to not repeat those actions again. So in this text, I do not want this to be heavy because it's simple text to explain the visitors to understand what is what. So I'm moving this to underneath this one, and I feel that this font size is little bigger, so I want to reduce this font size to 6 point and hit enter and reduce this one, this text string, and see this. So if you want to see this closure, you can hit Control plus to understand and how this text is really looking, and see that this is okay for me. Let me reduce width of this one little. So the balancing, I want to do balancing with my heading. I do not want the text to go out of the heading. Okay, so this is pretty good for me. So let me click on Control 0, and it will make you the view is 100% for you, so you can see full artwork, and I'm saving this document again. Now the thing is, I want to place the company logo on the image, so that is more important. So we have heading, we have description, but the people who wants to contact us, they should understand our brand. They should understand about our calling number and our website details as well. So let me go back to my document and let me pull this information first. I copied the website address. I'm going back to my Photoshop document. And I want to put this website address to be highlighted on the top. So hit the enter. Sorry, hit the cursor point here, and you can see that the text layer is automatically formed, and a placeholder text is created, and paste the text you copied from that. And you can see that whenever you hit your text cursor here, it creates a new text layer for you, and whatever the text you pasted here, that layer name automatically rename it to the text started with within that layer. And I am okay with this one now so far because it should be balanced with my company logo. So let us see that later. Okay, let me bring the phone number as well. So let me back to my document and copy that. Then go back to the Photoshop document. Then go back to my text tool. Hit here, click here. Then paste the thing what we have copied. Then let me increase, okay, Control T to transform the text, and let me select this text. I want this phone number to be a little bigger and hit enter. Now you can see that the change is permanently applied for the text layer, and you can still see that text is in text format only. The next step, I want to place my company logo. So let me open my company logo. So my company logo is within my activity one file. So here it is. Just open this one. And it is asking what dimension because the logo was in EPS format. So if you want, you can open this logo. Here you can see the logo was open. And now I want to drag and drop this logo to my Photoshop document. So there are so many secrets available to do a high quality work. So when you become a full-fledged OpenPixel Academy candidate, so you can able to learn those things. All those things are not sharing in this document. So now you can see that the logo was placed, but logo is not visible in this. Okay, I want to make this logo visible properly. I am happy with the size of the logo, and here you can see that logo was placed and the name was layer 1. So Photoshop document automatically creates its own default names, but I do not want to leave that default name. I want to make this as a logo. I want to rename this as a logo so I can identify where my logo was placed. So identifying the layer is very easy when you maintain the naming conversions properly. And let me select this layer. So if you want to select a layer, you can also simply right click and select that particular layer. So this layer was automatically selected. I want to increase this font size little so it is more attractive, so people can easily read this when I post this within my Photoshop, within my Facebook wall. And I'm selecting my phone number. I want to place this phone number here. And I want to make this phone number more heavy so people can identify this easily. And it is going little outside the box. So you have to make sure that you have to balance the things with all the elements on the artwork. When you see that the logo was placed by balancing the below content. So let me show you by adding a ruler. See. So these all alignments automatically, I have not used a ruler, but I have placed my logo a better promotionally aligned with the bottom content of the artwork. So these kind of expert points can be shared with you with a full-time course. So you can contact this number to understand what you can learn with full-time course sessions. So yeah, this is okay for me. So now this website is looking good, so people can really read without any trouble. And phone number also good in height. But I feel I want to add a little call notification. Like I want to add call this phone number. So I have typed call and I want to increase the size a little, but it should not dominate my phone number. So I place it this here and I want to move this beside this. So this is the one method. So I'm just adjusting the balancing with the call text. This is the one thing. So I do not want a call layer separately. So I can simply remove this. Before removing this, I am just copying that and I am hiding this layer by switching off this visible icon and going back to my phone number. I'm putting cursor just before the phone number and pasting the text what I have copied. And here you can see that everything is in one single layer. And go back and here my call layer additionally is there. I do not want that, so I'm removing that layer. Now it's gone. Now it's time to balance my phone number along with my logo. And let me increase this little. And this call text is really more. I do not want this to be that much big. So let me reduce that a little more. Yeah, this looks fine for me. And I want to balance this phone number along with this edge of the logo and this website. Now I'm happy with this one and let me save the document. The document was saved. Now you can see everything is okay, perfect, but still I'm not happy because logo is not much visible. So for that, what I'm doing is I want to add little lighting backside of the logo. So where this image have too much darkness, I want to override that darkness. So for that, I'm selecting the image and above this image, I have added a new layer, new transparent layer, and I'm renaming that to white glow. So I am going to add a white glow above this image, so this logo should come out well so people can read it properly. So to do that, I do not want to select any new color. So I am selecting a color picker. So this is the color picker and I am selecting a color within the image. So this is the color within that image and the color was selected and now I am going to the brush. So this is the brush tool. So you can select your brush and here you can see the brush size. There are so many shortcuts are available. So all those things you will learn in the full-time course. You can see that by using a simple keyword shortcut I have copied and have increased my brush size. And you can see that brush size and brush opacity is 20%. So when I add brush here, so you can see that transparency also there. So this logo and you can feel that it is within the image. So now people can read this easily. Now I feel that this is too much bigger than what I am expecting. So all three things are a little larger than what I'm thinking. So it is proportionally not balanced with this background image because the text, everything is coming over the image, the model head. I do not want these to be too much stretched till her head. So let me select the things. So I want to select the logo, and by holding shift, I'm selecting the website address and this call button. So you can see that three layers are selected, and now I will transform all these three with single step. Okay, I have selected all three, and I'm reducing all three by simple transform option, and it is done, and I'm happy with the size now. You can see the openpixelacademy.com also visible, and the phone number also very attractive. But let me try by changing these colors. I'm picking the color from logo, and I'm applying the color. So it's a red color because the foreground color field. When you use Control delete, the foreground, sorry, the background color will be filled. When you use Alt or Option delete, the foreground color will be filled. So let me select a darker color and let me try. This is okay for me. I don't like this because the previous white always looks contrast and appealing on this. So I want to go with white. So the foreground color, to fill the foreground color, hit Alt delete. So that color will be filled. So now I am happy with this one, and you can see that everything is better. Let me reduce the thing. So here you can see, let me remove this ruler. So now you can see all things are well, perfect, okay. But I am little disappointed with this website address because it is not coming out well. So what I do is I will add little darker shade where this website address is there. So I'm going back to my layer. This is the white glow layer, which is covering the background image. So I will apply a little transparency here. So I'm going to my erase tool. Let me apply. Oh, this eraser is too sharper. So I do not want to go that much sharp. So let me select a different brush. Okay, this is a transparent brush. So where you can have the transparency, you can see the transparency there. So let me go to eraser, increase it, and here you can see opacity is 100%. I will reduce the opacity. And let me reduce the brush little. It's still taking the same thing. So let me select this one, eraser. Okay. So let me select my white box layer and little darker shade. This is becoming too darker. So what I'll do is I will reduce opacity more, and I'm adding little background shades. So where this looks much better, you can select the color within the image and go back to the brush and apply it. So this looks pretty good. Okay, this website URL also coming out well, and logo also coming out well, and phone number also good. So for phone number, let me add little darkness here, so this portion also visible. That's good. So I'm happy with my design. So we're done with our Facebook post image. You can see, and it is looking pretty good. And also, you need to understand if you are posting a Facebook ad, you need to understand image to text ratio. All those things will be teached a full-time course with the OpenPixel Academy. When you join with us, you can learn all professional things. And here, a quick Facebook post image we have created, and the next step would be save this image as a JPG image. So you cannot directly share the PSD image on the Photoshop. So the Photoshop acceptable, Facebook acceptable formats would be JPG, GIF, or PNG, or any other image format, but not straightforward PSD. So that's the reason. Let me save this image into a JPG format. So for that, I'm going to File and Save As. Just like we discussed before, I do not want to save this on my cloud. I want to save this in my local. In my local, I want to save this in Activity 2. And the file name, by default, file name should be the same one. And the format should be JPG. Okay, JPEG format. I want to save this in JPEG format, and I will go with the same default file image. Just click on Save. Now it is asking the quality of the JPEG image, JPG image, what you are going to save. So I will use maximum quality because nowadays everyone is using high bandwidth internet connection. So I want to go with a high resolution image with that one. If you want to reduce, if you feel that you want to go lesser one, you can slide this to small size, or you can go for medium if you want, or you can go for maximum. So if you reduce the quality, you can see that the image is pixelated little, and it is looking a little fuzzy, not that much sharp. Okay, I want to go with the maximum quality. Now I have saved the file. Let me minimize this one, and let us see what is happening. So here you can see that my activity. So this is the Photoshop document, the PSD, what I have shared. We have worked so far, and this is the source image we have downloaded from FreePic. This is the JPG image which I want to share on Facebook. You can see this. This is the image. It is looking pretty good. I am really happy with this work. Please post your comments also in the comment box below, and let us see how to share this image on the Facebook. So let me go to my Facebook page. So this is OpenPixel Academy Facebook page. So whatever graphic we have created now, I want to share on OpenPixel Academy Facebook page. So let us come here, and this is the post. I can write something here. So let me write something. Go back to my Google page, so where I have already ready to use content. Here it is. So let me copy that stuff and go back to the page, paste that. Then let me attach image. So I want to upload a new image. So it is automatically selected activity 2, and I want to upload this graphic. I'm clicking on open. Now you can see that it is uploading. That's all. So if you want to preview, you can preview it. So your post will be appear like this. You can see how it is looking on the Facebook wall. I am happy with this one. graphic design training, and he's giving some text. This text is always recommendable because image on text is not readable. Okay, so if somebody is visually, optically challenged people, they cannot read the text on the image, so they use text to read applications to understand the things. And even search engines also, most of the time they cannot understand the text placed on the images. So always recommendable to use text along with your image promotions. It's not only whatever the text you have on the image that is treated as only image, not a data you're trying to communicate. When you paste text in text format, the search engines can come and read the text and they understand how to promote this text on their search engine results. I'm happy with this one, and you can see that mobile preview as well. So how it looks on mobile. So both looks pretty good for me. And let me close this and let me share this now. And please do like this share on our Open Pixel Academy Facebook page. Please go to search on Facebook and search for Open Pixel Academy. You will find the page we are promoting, and you can also find a lot of upcoming tutorials on the Facebook page. Here you can see that the post we have made. It's looking pretty much good and it's looking very beautiful. People can really attract to the image, so image speaks more always. So try to create a mind-blowing, good stuff to promote your business or whatever you want to share on the Facebook or WhatsApp or Instagram. So you can share the same image on Instagram also. This dimension is taken to compatible with most social media platforms. So wherever you go, you can share this image directly. So you can share this image on LinkedIn as well.
Thank you for joining this session. To get more future updates, please subscribe to our channel by clicking the bell icon below. If you need to understand more into the graphic design, you want to become a great graphic designer, you want to switch your career into a graphic designing field, please contact Open Pixel Academy. We always ready to help you and make you professional in graphic design. If you have any questions, you can also post in the comments. Our team will get back to you with a solution or with the best approach methods on graphic design.